Okay, right. Right, okay, once again, welcome everyone. And can you all see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So what I'm going to do is, just in case I forget later on, I'm going to send you all a link in the chat that you may find useful after the presentation. And I think, Rex, you have one as well that you might want to put in the chat as well. So I'm just going to put a few links in the chat window. It may or may not sound relevant to you in the beginning, but it will make sense a little bit later on. Cool, that's great. Okay, right. Okay, so I'm going to start by, well, we've got a guest today, and I've been trying to get Rex for a little while. He's a busy man, but I'm very appreciative of him being here. And Rex is actually my nephew, and it's I'm going to blame him for taking me to the next level in my crypto and entrepreneurial journey.
We thank God.
So he first approached me. I was already in crypto anyway. I started in 2017, but in 2020, I'm an IT contractor, and I lost my contract around May 2020. And he approached me and he mentioned something that I should start looking into, and that's basically something that we do called I Am Academy. Now, that's not the purpose of this talk today, but just to give you a little bit of background. If anyone wants to know a bit more about that later on, we can discuss that later on as well. But the main thing that I want to talk about today is if. And I use the word if because that's been the question in so many people's minds, whether or not crypto is legit. Is it like a passing fad? Is it a scam? Or is it something more robust than that? And I would like to think, actually, no, I'm going to ask if just as a little question, if you think, how should I put it? Your stance on crypto over the past 12 months, if it's remained about the same, okay, if it's remained the same, give me a 2. If you are less confident about it, give me a 0. And if you're more confident about the future of crypto, if you could give me an 8. So that's a 0 for negative, a 2 for about the same, and an 8 if you're very optimistic about the future of crypto. I just want to get a sense of the room. Okay, I'm not seeing any zeros. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, yeah, because under normal circumstances, you might see a 0 in there somewhere, but I'm seeing 8s, mainly 8s, and just 1, 2. Yeah, that's very interesting. Right, okay. I'm in the camp that thinks that, wow, crypto is definitely here to stay, and it's proven itself. To my mind, I could almost say it's hiding in plain sight, but it's not even doing that anymore. It's screaming from the rooftops that crypto is here and it's not going anywhere. And, one of the signs is, and this is what Rex is going to be talking about shortly, there are a number of organizations in the crypto space, and one that is becoming more and more prominent is the company called crypto.com. I'm going to try my best not to steal Rex's thunder, but now when I say about hiding in plain sight, if you weren't aware of crypto.com, you might have wondered, oh, what's that? Like, if you're a fan of Formula One, it's one of a number of organizations that has been advertising. This one here, T3, will be less obvious to people who aren't familiar with crypto. Yeah, and it's basically everywhere. So once you get past the if, then the next question is why. Okay, it's establishing itself, but what's it for? And some of the things that have reinforced my belief in the establishment of crypto is the things that have been happening around the world over the past couple of years, and especially over the past few months. I think everyone in this room at the moment is probably in the UK. So we all saw what happened with the fuel crisis that we had not so long ago. That was the petrol fuel crisis. We have escalating prices. We also have expensive fuel bills for the home. And everywhere we look, we see prices going up. Even recently, I think I heard yesterday that inflation is literally at a 30-year high. So it's a case, the way I see it is that even if you forget the entrepreneurial side, the use case of crypto is rearing its head as well. So this appeals, what you might say, to the entrepreneurial side in terms of having more than one source of income. But in terms of necessity as well, what's happened in recent times is, see, before, and this is what first got me into crypto, before, what sparked my attention is when I first heard about this organization in Kenya, which started, well, I think it's pushing 10 years ago now, but I first heard about it in 2017. And what was happening is that people who were unbanked, who had no access to a bank account because of their, for whatever reason, whether it's the country they were from, or because they literally didn't earn enough to make it viable from the bank's point of view. Because a bank won't give you a bank account if they don't think they're going to make any money out of you. So you have so many people in developing countries. So I use Kenya in this example. So what ended up happening is, because people without bank accounts didn't have a means of transferring value, what they started doing was using their mobile phone credits as a means of transaction value. So they would actually give people their mobile phone credits to buy small items, and then that just kept on snowballing and snowballing. And if you fast forward to today, it's well established, and the mobile phone carrier made it, more slick, more, made it much more embedded within the society. And since then, it's expanded to more countries. So what I'm getting at is that this isn't even a cryptocurrency. These are mobile phone credits from a mobile phone company, and people, they saw the value and then they found a use for it. And I thought, when I first saw that, I thought to myself, as crypto matures and it gets easier to use, more and more people are going to see the value of crypto and start using it. And if you think of currently, there's actually what you might consider a worst case scenario with the war that's taken place in Ukraine and Russia. People are using crypto now to transfer value. So, and that's one of the strongest things that happened in recent times that's told me that people are going to appreciate the value of crypto more and more. Anyway, I can go on forever about that because I'm very passionate. So rather than do that, I'm going to push you on to Rex. So Rex, are you there?
I am indeed, Uncle. Can you hear me? Can everyone else hear me?
I can, yeah.
Superb. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be as slick as Uncle Albert. I do not have presentations as such. I just have the share screen functionality. So hopefully that will be sufficient for today's session. Thank you all for joining tonight. My name is Rex Osafosari. I'm the nephew to Uncle Albert. We I've come into the IM Mastery Academy under the AME Finance umbrella back in October 2019. I saw it was good soil and I invited Uncle to come, and we've been here ever since. And now we're embarking on different ventures within and under the umbrella. And one thing that we both have in common is that we both jumped into crypto, I think more or less the same sort of time. So if I share my screen real quick. Oh yeah, so Uncle, are you able to stop sharing your screen for a second? Or let me see if I can just boot you out. Right, there we go. So, let me get rid of the, I, I came into this crypto space here. Not sure if you can see that. That says, it ultimately says December 2017. So me, my cousin, a family friend were in a house and we saw that Bitcoin was going high and it was like, we didn't really understand crypto, saw that it was just shooting to the moon at the time. It was like, what can we get into as well at the time? And I think Litecoin was, relatively cheap. So let's get into that. It started sort of skyrocketing and then we thought we were going to be rich. And then of course, January hit and then things went the opposite direction. So it was very interesting because, we had no idea really what we were doing. We just saw, oh my God, this is the way of making money. Let's jump in. And so we did. But what I'm happy to say is that, we've ultimately, we've all sort of stayed in, and you can sort of see what's happened to BTC, which is ultimately the ticker for Bitcoin. And ultimately, this is kind of in line with what's happened in the crypto industry. So Uncle Albert spoke about, is crypto going anywhere? I can unequivocally tell you it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's like it's the next iteration of commerce. Do you know what I mean? Now we're not bartering, bread for sugar, all these sorts of things. Like paper money is losing its value. They keep on printing money. And the more supply you have, the less the demand, aka the lower the price. So, it's not ultimately happening. Whereas in the crypto space, actually the opposite is happening. So, you're actually having crypto being burnt. So the supply is actually reducing, thus driving the demand up. So, as we said in the beginning, Uncle Albert's been trying to get me on this call for a little while just to speak about crypto.com, because as for crypto.com, I am what you would call 120% bullish on this platform, on this coin, on most things crypto.com. And I think one of the main reasons that this is because, kind of coming into the space when we did in 2017 or whatever it was all good, like we were probably using Binance at the time, definitely not the most easiest of platforms to use. We were all Coinbase at the time as well. Coinbase was definitely more user-friendly, but Binance was the daddy. And it was quite cumbersome, there was so many options, you didn't even know what to do. And also it was like, okay, once you get it in, how do you kind of get it out? We want to be able to spend it. And it was just a bit, yeah, you can, link it to your bank and you can get the money in there, but getting it out sometimes was a bit cumbersome. And so it just so happened that, now the industry has matured to a point where myself and Uncle Albert and a few others from Ame Finance Academy were at a function. And then my Uncle Albert decided to bring out his crypto.com card. And then my eyes just lit up because I was like, whoa, what is that? And as you can see from the screen, it's a Visa debit card. And then, my understanding at the time was, wait, so you can spend your crypto on the card? Yes. I was like, wow. And also the card is it's a metal card as well, it's nice premium offering. That really piqued my interest. It really, really did pique my interest. And so what I decided to do, I decided to basically get involved, right? So what I'm gonna do right now, because just in case people need to go someplace, what have you, let me just fast forward to the punchline of all of this, right? The punchline of all of this is make sure you invest in Crow. Crow is the cryptocurrency for crypto.com. Make sure you have some. That's the punchline of everything I'm going to say. And what I'm now going to talk about is the reasons why I feel this way. And also disclaimer for the recording, this is not financial advice. This is simply my opinion. When people ask me what crypto.com is, like the question really is, what isn't it? Because in terms of where we are now with crypto, it's pretty much got it all. It's got, the ability to buy cryptocurrency, to sell cryptocurrency, to transfer and exchange cryptocurrency, to spot trade cryptocurrency, to leverage trade cryptocurrency, to buy NFTs, to stake, all of these things that are happening right now in the cryptocurrency space, in the DeFi space. It does it all. And what was one of the things that surprised me is Binance, as I mentioned before, which is the daddy of all of these sort of crypto exchanges and stuff. Binance does the same thing, but you didn't know that. I didn't know that. Probably now things have changed because the space has matured and maybe their marketing has improved. But ultimately, I had no idea. Let me double back here. So for anyone who's looking for crypto, so if I just quickly, pull up a page, if you're interested in crypto, you're probably going to say, okay, you know what? Well, let me just, what am I going to find if I just type in crypto? Not crypto.com, just crypto. So apart from some news articles, what is the first hit? Can you not see that? And understand, this is not a paid ad. This is just organic traffic. So from the jump, crypto.com have absolutely smashed it because the keyword search is going to rank you number one, because who isn't searching for crypto right about now? And so straight away, this is where you're going to come to. You're going to land on this sort of the homepage for crypto.com, the place where you buy and sell crypto and pay with crypto. I think it's almost genius to have such a simple name for your business, because it's almost like it should be the first stop shop for anything crypto. It's been around since 2016. It was, I guess, probably a bit of a slower start. It's probably, I think now we have, my gosh, might I invested? We have like, the company has about 10 million users as of like February this year. I found out it has about 10 million users, globally. And one of the things that I think crypto.com have well and truly executed so well on is their marketing. So like, let me see. So, okay, I don't want to jump. I really am trying not to jump here, but, we've seen the card. I'll come to the cards in a moment, but, one thing that they did very well is, they had Matt Damon endorse crypto.com. There is a Fortune Favors the Brave advert that they was screening out for a while. I'll put a link in the chat real quick. These guys are not playing when it comes to the money they can throw at certain things. So Matt Damon is also, I think he partners with water.org, crypto.com by proxy, and now partner with water.org. As Uncle Albert showed you in the beginning, Formula One, UFC, Paris Saint-Germain, the football team, Aston Martin, the NBA. He showed you a picture of what used to be the Staples Center. So it's no longer the Staples Center. Why? It's now the crypto.com center, or arena, sorry. What happened there? So crypto.com, I think, bought it for like 700 million. And because of the way price was going, I think it was around November, if I just try and find, I think about around November times. They like, what you can see right here is, I think the acquisition happened around this sort of time. So, late October, November, when the news hit about buying the Staples Center, look what happened to price. Shot right up. So do you think crypto.com made money or lost money in this transaction? Like, I'm not even spoken about Crow right now, but, ultimately based on the price, I think the all-time high at the moment for crypto.com, as you can see there, is 90 cents per Crow. These guys are not playing. They're very strategic about how they market themselves. And what's interesting about why this is important is because ultimately what you find when you're in the financial markets is that it's all driven by human behavior. We react when we hear fundamentals, in the marketplace. So fundamentals is news. And, when you hear that crypto.com are going to buy the Staples Center, then it's like, whoa, this company, first of all, has got money. Secondly, you don't make that kind of acquisition if you're looking to, if you're not serious, you know what I mean? they just did, it was almost called, what was it called? Like the crypto Super Bowl or something like that, right? Just had LeBron James do a Super Bowl ad. I've got a link for that. And I think the latest thing they are sponsoring is the World Cup, FIFA World Cup 2022 in Qatar. These guys are not playing. And so let me now come on to the price. Why I said at the top of the call is that I'm extremely bullish about Crow, which is the cryptocurrency that Crypto.com own, is because I've just told you about a lot of fundamental, factual news items that's happening, right? Just based off that Staples Center, news, price sort of went crazy. Right now, you have to be aware that in the crypto space, with most things, there are cycles. Right now, people may call this we're in a bearish sort of cycle. So, ultimately prices are dipping, the crypto market is slowing down, what have you. However, that will not last forever. There is, whatever goes up must come down, whatever goes down must come up. And so, I'm not saying price is ready to start to jump, but the best thing about Crow right now is that it's still below $1. This thing is cents. Like, how much is it? So it's, is that 44? 45 cents per Crow. It's cheap as chips. And the thing is, like I said to you, and like Uncle Abba was saying, crypto isn't going anywhere. We're still in the grand scheme of things, and when talking about mass adoption, we're still at a place of infancy. And so Crow, which have got all their ducks lined up very, very nice, they're not short of a few bob, have a coin that is below a dollar. And so my opinion is, get some. If you don't have some already, I would get some. I honestly think, like, in terms of my holdings, Crow is probably the most I'm holding because I'm that bullish on the whole thing. I'm sorry, I'm more that confident about it. And also, I also mentioned that when it comes to like the business that Crypto.com is ultimately in, it has an exchange offering this, and it does what Binance does, right? So Binance also have a coin. It's called BNB. Binance's coin, as it stands to date, is $414.21. I am not saying that Crypto.com is going to the moon. It's going to be 400 and something dollars. But given time, I'm pretty sure it's headed in that direction. And what did I just say about the price? Right now, it's not even $1. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is why I'm extremely bullish on this particular coin. And also, so I've kind of jumped around a little bit, but let me come back to where I was kind of talking about originally. It was the card, right, that got me sort of really interested. So let me just stop sharing real quick. I got involved, man. I got involved. It's a nice little Crypto.com packaging right here. I said, my uncle's got one, I'm gonna have one. So right there, that is my, I can't remember what it's called now. It's called my Royal Indigo. I think that's the color. Royal Indigo Crypto.com card. I should be using it, should be in my wallet, but it's so nice. I just leave it there. And let me show you now, where are we? Let me go back to, so what I was saying is, like, the problem that we had back in the day is, it was a bit tricky to kind of put your crypto and use it in the real world, because ultimately you want to pay with your crypto, you want to pay with your shopping, you want to buy things online, you want to buy petrol. And so the thing is, when you have a card that's backed by Visa, ultimately, a Visa debit card, and they endorse this particular exchange or this platform, I said, I'm getting involved. And so I will show you the app shortly as well, but just in terms of the offering, one thing that they want to do ultimately is for us to use their coin, their coin, which is called Kronos. CRO is the ticker for it. When I first jumped in, I got the Ruby Steel card. So I paid £300. And what happens is the equivalent in Crow will be stake for, I think it's about 3 months, I think. And I think if I remember my stats correctly, the APY on that, so the annual percentage yield, so what you get back on it, was 10%. So every sort of Wednesday, I think I got like, you know, a percentage of that in my account ultimately. The percentages you can see at the bottom here, these are, I think, the cashback rewards if you are to spend on the card. And, you know, they make it sexy. So it's not only a nice metal shiny card, you know, they also partner with, or they have certain deals with Spotify, Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime, Expedia, you know, so many. And the higher you kind of go up the card rankings, you know, the more you're entitled to. And I think actually the truth is it's more Crypto.com's offering. It's not like Spotify offered this. It's like, I think you get a rebate essentially when you pay for these services on the card. I think that's actually what happens. So, I mean, they even have like, so yes, and what I like about it, for those of you who are not aware, so in terms of staking, so staking is ultimately a way you can earn rewards for essentially just holding the cryptocurrency. That's what you're doing. So you ultimately decide to freeze your cryptocurrency for a set amount of time. They will use that cryptocurrency to validate transactions on the blockchain. And ultimately, you know, you are rewarded for that. And so every week you will be given, you know, some additional crow, and that is just by you holding. And typically, you know, especially I mentioned being in a bearish market, right? So one of the rules of thumb you do in a bearish market is that you stake when things are not going your way. You know, when things are not on the up and when things are not really bullish, you just want to stake and grab more. And so that's ultimately what I've been doing personally for like maybe the past 6 months. So if I've now gone and told you that I got the Royal Indigo, so these are the 2 cards here. So I've obviously put in $3,000 and it's just staking and building up, waiting for that explosion to happen. What was I then going to mention? So you've spoken about their fantastic global branding and marketing campaign. The price, you mentioned price is still below 50 cents. Like, it's ridiculous. In terms of the staking options, let's even just quickly transfer to the app itself. Let me stop that share. So if we share on my phone now. Right. So crypto.com, here we go. Oh, you know what? Even I'll tell you what. So, well, I'll tell you this later on actually. But in fact, what I will say is what happened to crypto.com recently, if you saw the news, it actually got hacked. I think back in January, it got hacked. And so, you know, you think, whoa, you know, it got hacked. I think about 30 million, you know, was taken out in ETH and in BTC and other cryptocurrencies. But what happened is like the company are just so on it. And I think they actually have an insurance policy for 750 million actually, to the point that everyone who was affected got their money back. So it was like, and also off the back of that, they have improved their security offering. So now I think, you know, by default, it's 2FA everywhere. So 2FA is 2-factor authentication. So typically you enter a password and then you will go to a third-party app to get a passcode, for example, or you'll, you know, authorize via biometrics, for example. So this is the app right here. What I personally love is, you know, I've got Binance app as well, and the Binance app, there's so many things going on. I know that Binance have also gone and improved their user interface to make it that bit more friendly, but ultimately it's very cumbersome. You know, what I want to know straight away is, you know, how much I've got in my total balance for a start, and you know, what's in my account. And so I was telling Uncle before, I don't even mind showing you how much is in my account. I'm not, you know, I'm not so precious on this, but I guess because we're recording, I'll just withhold it for now. So I can show you what I'm holding. You know, you can see what I'm holding. And that's another good thing because, like I say, it's just everything you need in one place. So if I want to trade or buy crypto, I come here. I used to go to Coinbase Pro, actually. That used to be my weapon of choice. But now I am a crypto.com guy, through and through. And actually through the academy that we're in, we get sent signals and trade ideas, both for leverage trading and for crypto you should just buy and hold. So I've definitely jumped on a few of those. If you're familiar with the metaverse, I've jumped on a few metaverse coins that you will see, Gods Unchained and Sandbox, Decentraland. I believe, look, Facebook, when it changed its name to Meta, it's only a matter of time before these things eventually catch up. So I'm holding, you can see my holdings right here. Kronos with Crow, the Gala, Cardano, so ADA. I've got a few, and some of them have actually, they've just come about because of an option that crypto.com present us with. Let me show you what that option is. So what I like about, crypto.com is that it's almost like they're constantly telling you of ways to earn more crypto. So first of all, crypto.com is one particular app, kind of like the one-stop shop for all of the services it offers. They also have an exchange. In the exchange, they have a thing called soft staking. So soft staking, so if anyone has crypto.com or have signed up to it, and my link is there if you need to sign up, and you get $25 if you do that. If you have any Crow, get the crypto.com exchange app and just put your holdings in there, and then click on soft staking. Let me show you. So crypto.com app, you can see that at the bottom of my screen. And I've also got exchange, right? So let's click on exchange, crypto.com exchange. Right, so let me go back so you can actually see how I've got here. Right, so this is the exchange interface. Once again, we're in this sort of bearish market. I will buy crypto every now and then. We really endorse the dollar cost averaging method of buying crypto. So if you're unfamiliar, that's ultimately, setting a sort of allowance per month, every month or week, depending on the frequency you want to adopt, you buy a bit of crypto, and so ultimately the whole idea behind dollar cost averaging is that irrespective of the peaks and troughs in the market, you will have averaged out a nice number for what you bought the currency for. So look at this right here. So ultimately what this is telling me, all these 6 options right here are telling me, ways in which I can earn more crypto. Let me just do okay, that's fine. Yeah. So let's look at stake and earn real quick. So as I mentioned before, staking is ultimately the function whereby you offer an amount of crypto to be held by the exchange and utilized for crypto transactions, and you get rewarded for this. So I mean, look at why crypto is so good. Look at this madness. Can you see the percentages? Like, first and foremost, they're talking about, okay, so this might be to do with percentage discount. But if you look at the earned interest, so I don't know what financial vehicle is offering 10% on anything. Nothing. Like, your ISA is not doing that. Do you know what I mean? And they're talking about, up to 10% APR daily. So that is the staking option. They also have the soft staking option. So the soft staking option, the difference between the Crow staking option is that you set an amount. So you actually have to essentially forfeit an amount for a month or 3 months or a flexible time period. That means it's frozen. You can't transact or trade with that currency, and you get rewards every day or every week based on the amount that you trade. I think there's a limit there in terms of how much you can actually trade. With soft staking, all you're doing is you're getting paid interest daily, simply just for holding the currency on the exchange. Just holding it, not staking it, just putting it there. So that's an absolute no-brainer. So if I show you, like say my earning history, for example. So I have staked 5,000 Crow. I don't even know what 5,000 Crow is. It might be 3K. It might be that 3K that I put in for the Royal Indigo card, Crypto.com card that I got. And every day I'm getting 1.36. Is that correct? No, that's not correct, actually. Sorry, what you're looking at right now is the Crow I'm getting, I believe on a daily basis, just based off the staking that I'm doing, not soft staking, just bog standard staking. I'm staking 5,000 Crow and I'm getting paid every single day for that. So it's obviously increasing my holdings. If I look at my soft staking, so because you're just holding it and you can remove the crypto at any given point, the rewards will not be as high, obviously. So I don't even know what the percentage is. I think it was like 2% APY, I think. So let's just say I started, oops, sorry. So already started recently, to be fair. So my holdings was what, 5,726. And now, you know, with I suppose with a combination of soft staking and actually staking, I've accrued, I think almost 20, like 17 Crow. We're doing nothing. You know, we leave our money in the bank, it actually depreciates in value over time. With crypto, we are gaining. And it doesn't need to be astronomical amounts because ultimately it's more, I haven't done anything sexy with this. You know what I mean? I've just left it in there. And this is what's happening. Again, so I'll go to the Supercharger. The Supercharger is the same sort of thing. So ultimately with the Supercharger option, you are able to stake, once again, some crypto and you get rewarded in whatever they seem to offer at the time. So this is VRA, never heard of it, but look at what they're offering, 31.97%. You know, you can do that if you want. So what they do is they have a charging period. It might be about 30 days. So you're kind of like staking for 30 days and then it will drip feed back to you, whatever your reward amounts to for the 30 days thereafter. So in terms of, okay, so what's this? Charging period. Okay, so yeah, so 14 days, sorry, then the reward period is 14 days thereafter. So there's been BTC, I think there's been ETH. I jumped in the ETH one. I jumped out of the Luna and I didn't do BTC because I jumped on these two as well. Actually, I jumped on quite a few. The reason is because, you know, like the percentages they're offering were wild. They were wild. And who knows which coin's gonna pop? No one knows. You know, we're all waiting for the next BTC to moon. Everyone's waiting for the next Doja coin. We don't actually know which one it is, but obviously the incentive for all of the altcoins. So altcoins ultimately is probably everything outside of Bitcoin and everything outside of stable coins. Stable coins are the coins that are sort of married to fiat currency. Fiat currency is traditional currency like dollars and pounds and euros and that sort of thing. So those stable coins are stable because they don't really fluctuate the same way that altcoins or Bitcoin fluctuates. So I don't know if you can see that clearly, but you know, look at that 37.69%, 38%. You know, the incentive is for some of these newer coins, you know, for you to get paid out on that sort of higher rate. It's nuts. I feel like they're just throwing this money away, and I just can't look back at this time and have my 2.5-year-old, whenever he's older, like ask dad, hey dad, what did you do during this time? You know, I just sat on my hands. Well, I did kind of sit on my hands, but I staked. Do you know what I mean? Like I did something. So yeah, Supercharger is very similar to staking, but instead of staking Crow, you're staking I think you're staking the other cryptocurrency to be rewarded in that cryptocurrency. So one thing that I only was familiar with another another platform that does this. That's the lending feature. So you know they're offering loans, and crypto is, I mean, it's just so sick in a good way because I might even call Uncle Albert to jump in for this bit. So I know that Nexo, shout out to Denise because Denise sort of brought this to us in terms of what Nexo offers. So Nexo is another brand, and I think ultimately they have, a card. I believe they prioritize themselves on, being able to offer loans in crypto. And so once again, like I said in the beginning, crypto.com does simply everything. Like, this part of the cryptocurrency space is DeFi. This is the decentralized finance, like, believe it or not, if I choose to take a loan in crypto, so, anyone on the call can correct me, but ultimately what they do is, and how it works is, they use your crypto holdings as collateral, and then they will loan whatever, whether, I think, whether it's fiat, whether it's crypto, they will loan an amount out to you. So the loan to value will be, as it says here, 25%, 30%, or 50%. So what that means is, if I use simple numbers, if I'm, let me see. Oh, yes, exactly. Okay, so let's do this instead. What's a good example? What's a good example? What I'm trying to show you is, or I'll tell you what, you just take my word for it about what I'm going to show you. So USD, is it? No? Okay. All right. So ultimately, if I use simple numbers, I'll show you kind of what I mean. Oh no, that's not right. Come on. Right. So effectively, if I use normal numbers, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So if I want to borrow 5,000 in USDT, I need to have the $10,000 equivalent in BTC. That would be what the 50% loan to value is. So you need to have double, in this particular instance, double double what you want in your holdings compared to what you want to actually loan out. And one of the live things about the crypto space and this DeFi space especially is, like, you can repay it, as it says. Can you see it says flexible repayment? You can repay your loan partially or in full at any time within 12 months. So I guess that's one of the things that crypto.com maybe is enforcing. So ultimately, this seems like a 12-month term. I'm not sure if, like I said, Nexo do something different, but I think one of the advantages here is that, the term is flexible. I'm still, believe it or not, kind of still trying to get my head around this, because I almost can't believe it. Like, we're in a lot of opportunities. For those of us on the call or in the academy and who are part of finance, we're in a lot of opportunities, and we can really skyrocket things, very quickly by jumping on some of these things. And I know some people have. And, like I say, with market cycles, your holdings is probably going to increase at some point just because of the way the market works. So that 10,000 worth of Bitcoin you're holding, do you know what I mean? Like, you can pay it back very, very easily. So for me, it's wonderful. I don't need to sort of go to another app as such and figure out how I can loan, how I can leverage, finance essentially in this crypto space. Spot trading is, for those of you who are familiar with, trading on an exchange, it's essentially just, it has its own platform, so you can do limit sales, market orders, all the sell stops, the whole shebang. So it's, I'm just sold. Basically, I'm just sold. Syndicate, I haven't jumped into Syndicate, but I assume that's, where a pool of you will get together and, you start minting some coins possibly. And of course, there's a referral link, I'm sure. So I actually did put my referral link in the chat. I'm gonna repost it just because if you haven't signed up for an account, you can do. And if you use this link that I'm just about to send to you, you get $25 deposited into your account, and I get $25. So we essentially split the $50. What else can I say about this platform? So if I go back to, oh yeah, so just briefly, and I'm so sorry, I'm not even sure we are with time, but clearly there's a lot to this whole space. That's why I've kind of been hiding a bit. So let's talk about the card real quick, right? So how do you actually spend on your card? So if you've got your money in crypto, how do you actually spend on your card? What you want to do is you want to basically sell crypto. So all right, so this is great because it has a total value, but you can see the transactions. It doesn't matter. So ultimately, what I've had to do is I've gone and sent crypto from another exchange. I've sent it to my crypto.com fiat wallet. Did you see that? So this is my fiat wallet. So this is I've got some USDT on another platform. So let's say who.com. I've got crypto on that platform. I need to send it to my bank account. Who does not support GBP pairs? So I need to send it to another exchange before I can send it to my bank account. So the way in which I do that, and what I love about having it being deposited or withdrawn to crypto.com is because once it hits crypto.com, I've got options. So what happened is, so you've seen there's transactions where money is coming to my account. I have then converted. So you see like the transaction on the 16th of March, I have converted it to GBP and I've transferred that GBP to my bank. That's what a GBP withdrawal is. So it's gone into my bank account. What I could have done, I could have just basically transferred it. Up. Nope. So what am I trying to show you here? What I'm trying to demonstrate actually is, so it's in your fiat wallet. So Rawi, so the money's in your fiat wallet.
Go to your card and then you click top up.
Perfect. Is that Denise?
Yes.
Thank you, Dee. So there it is. There it is. So like as Denise said, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, Denise, in fact it's right here. So I was just about to ask Denise where you can top up from, but the interface is so good, such that it gives you the options. You can literally top up with an external credit card. You can use what is in your fiat wallet, or you can use what's in your crypto wallet. 1 second. What's this? Oh, sorry, it's looking at my phone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I can, convert all of this. And the thing is, one thing to note with putting the money on your card is that you can't transfer it back. It's a one-way transaction. So once the money's on your card, then you have to spend it essentially. And once it's on your card, you can use just like a normal debit card. So, the plans, I've got brothers and I'm talking to my family and thinking, you know what, mum and dad, they're over 70 right now. They could do a crypto.com card. We can just siphon them some money. Do you know what I mean? Send them some crypto, put it on a card, and have them just pay it. And so that's what I love, because, mum and dad of that age group are familiar with debit cards and, that sort of the usage of it. So rather than using their NatWest card, or HSBC or Barclays, just use the crypto.com card and your children will top out for you. So that's a nice, and I'm pretty sure you can do it with other platforms, but I just really love how it's a one-stop shop with crypto.com. Let me see if I have, so the space does so much, man. It does so much. I don't know, you saw NFTs, they branched into the NFT world. So NFTs, non-fungible tokens, essentially intellectual property on the blockchain. That's what it is. I actually bought one. Once again, where? On crypto.com. So before the call started, we're actually talking about Little Hippo. Little Hippo is a fantastic opportunity that's happening right now for those of us who missed out on the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is sold for millions and what have you. There's NFTs that they support right now. They partnered with Aston Martin. I went and bought one just the other day. I was like, oh, why not? So I don't even know. So it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like, I think this is a part of what is this? I don't even know. So it's a part of an Aston Martin. Not even the full car, so rude. But yeah, so this is just something that they're offering right now. And I think, they offer UFC and other different collectibles in the marketplace. So yeah, I mean, for me, and this is me speaking personally, you know, I'm sold by this company. I just think that this particular company knows what they're doing. They are on the offense when it comes to crypto, when it comes to the DeFi space. There's actually, they even have a DeFi wallet. I haven't even been utilizing that thing because there's so much going on that I'm already involved in or already utilized on the platform. And so for me, it's like, okay, let me just, especially in this bearish market, utilize the tools that are, you know, in front of you. It's almost a no-brainer. That would be my advice to you. And once again, like I said at the top of the call, if I just kill my screen real quick. Don't sleep on Crow. And why I say don't sleep on Crow is because of this price. This is a godsend, in my opinion. It's an absolute godsend. You've already seen it's gone up to $90, so that's almost 2x of where it's at right now, literally, actually. And so that's you doubling your holdings straight away. So, you know, wherever I've got in my holdings right now, it will, you know, be doubled. And I've already seen that I'm up on my portfolio. And like I said, the majority of my holdings, you saw what I was holding on there. Majority of them is Crow. And so those are the reasons I am extremely bullish when it comes to crypto.com and all things crypto.com. I said it during my whole spiel that Binance offers the exact same offering, if not more, but you probably didn't hear about it because the marketing maybe wasn't on point. But these guys, A-list celebrities, you know, buy-in stadiums, you know, they're not small boys. They're not here today, gone tomorrow. That would be my advice, people. I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm not even like the guy for Q&A, but you know, if you have any questions, please do throw it out there because yeah, you have your homework. You've got my referral link. Please utilize if you haven't already. And yeah, let's talk if there's time. If there's no time, you know what to go and do. Thank you, Uncle Albert, and everyone else.
That was awesome. Thank you, Rex. Yeah, and I'm kind of laughing because I was telling Rex about crypto.com for ages, and he wasn't really paying that much attention. So there's me showing off with my card, and now he's got the one that's above my one. so now I have to catch up with Rex. So yeah, let me just adjust my camera. I think the angle's a bit wrong. Yeah, so right.
Can I just say as well, you don't have, I mentioned staking a lot, and definitely you can jump on the staking, but if you just want to get a card, so the Midnight Blue, there's no cost for it. It's effectively a free card. So it's definitely worthwhile jumping on there. As you know, you start to get more savvy and have more money and what have you, you can upgrade the card. So that's exactly what I did. I upgraded my card. So you can do that. But yeah, if you don't have a card, get Midnight Blue and start to utilize the platform.
Yeah. And as Rex was saying, you can literally use it day to day. I use mine to commute to work, Amazon, my supermarket shopping, literally anything that you would do day to day, I just use the card. And it's good in the sense that, for example, if you're giving yourself a monthly budget and you're saying, okay, this is what I spend per month, what you can do when you get paid is literally, okay, this is my spending budget for the month. You transfer it to your card, and then it's easy to monitor. So you just look at the app on your phone. So, okay, this is I've got this much left to spend a month. So it's easy to, it's a little bit easier to manage your finances. And so I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's like, even with the card that I've got, the perk that I love the most is the free Spotify. So, I pay for my Spotify. It's immediately paid back to me. So yeah, I get it free. So I think the one that Rex has got, I think you get free Netflix, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you started using it?
So we were blessed. Another friend of ours sort of gave us access to their account, so I don't actually need it.
Okay.
Thank God. We thank God for that one.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So no, it's really useful. So yeah, it's there's a couple of things that I'm tempted to say, but I don't want to keep people too long because it is 9 o'clock. So because normally, for those who are new, I normally do a Q&A, which is quite technical. Someone was asking if I have any more videos. I did do a link, which because I have an IT background, I'm very focused on security. It's one thing to get into crypto, but you have to start with the basics. Yes, get into crypto, but how are you going to keep your crypto safe? Is very, very important. So bearing that in mind, I will. Shall I do a little present? I'm going to do a little. Yeah. Do you want to? Can I share my screen again, Rex?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. I'm going to share my screen. If you bear with me 1 second. Can you all see the screen?
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't finished sharing it. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Do you see how do you expand your knowledge? I hope I'm sharing the right screen.
Yes.
Cool, correct. Right, okay. So, like I said, this is very important to me. And I don't know, there may be, can you give me maybe a 2 if you're brand new to crypto and you haven't ventured into it yet, just to get a bit of a reading of some of you here. Okay, so there's at least one person here. Right, okay. So what is now when Rex was talking, there may have been a whole bunch of terms that would have been completely alien to you. When he mentions DeFi and NFTs, it's like, whoa, and that's in part because crypto is maturing and evolving all the time. The crypto market in 2017 is not the same as it is in 2022. And you could think of it maybe similar to the internet when it started, because a lot of people refer to crypto as Web 3.0. Those who originally founded the internet, one of the key components that they wanted was for there to be some kind of internet money. But at that time, it's a bit like the how should I put it? The technology to create internet money wasn't there at the time, because the key component hadn't been solved, and that component was how do you create digital money that cannot be duplicated? If you think about music, when you have music in digital form, it's easy to duplicate, and then you can get 1 million copies. The genius of Bitcoin is that what was solved was the ability to create a currency that cannot be duplicated. And once it was set at that 21 million, that's it. And that's basically the key reason why year on year, in spite of the fluctuations, Bitcoin keeps going up in value, because the supply is fixed. Now, like I said, it's an expanding market, but so it's an expanding ecosystem. But if you are curious about crypto, I would say making yourself literate about crypto, just as much as if you're not internet literate, you put yourself at a great disadvantage. And I firmly believe that the time will come where if you're not literate in the world of crypto, you're putting yourself at a great disadvantage. So, and that's actually one of the reasons why those of you who were with me in the beginning, that's why I actually joined the academy that I'm with now. So, through the umbrella of AMI Finance, we're all linked with IM Academy, and they have different sections. We have Forex, we have e-commerce, and the bit which I'm most passionate about, surprise, surprise, is DCX. And within that DCX platform, it's as much as I knew and thought I knew, I'm learning so much more within the platform. And, in terms of, security, in terms of keeping it safe, learning how to trade. And even in terms of when you think of how, you know, we're currently in a bear market, once you have the right knowledge and skills, the state of the crypto market is irrelevant. There's always a way to make money. The price is irrelevant because there's so many avenues that you can go down. Sometimes it's tempting to, clutch onto every shiny light, so you have to control yourself to a certain extent, but there is guidance. So anyway, I don't want to waffle on too much. I just want to give, especially if someone's new here, does anyone have any questions before we end this session? Okay, so I think, okay, so it looks like everyone's okay. Right, okay, so like I said, right, I hope you made a note of the link that Rex sent, and keep an eye. I've also sent a link to my YouTube channel as well. So this will be copied onto that, along with a few other sessions that I've done in the past. And yeah, so I think I'd like to thank everyone for attending. Much appreciated, and I hope you all learned something useful. So yeah.
Just before you end, could I also chuck in my, what do you want to call it? Look at this free plug. My Instagram handle. There you go.
Oh.
Instagram handle @RexOA. There you are. Uncle, I'll be able to put your one in there, unless everyone has it, because there's not too many new people on here. But it has been a pleasure. I'm glad I've got this under the belt now.
And it's recorded. And
hey, fantastic.
And that's the name of my YouTube channel as well, Happy to Invest. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you all found this useful. And if you're new, I guarantee it would have been a lot to absorb. So just rewatch the video afterwards. There's always something and some extra nuggets that you gain from it. So yeah, have a good evening, everyone. And thank you all for attending.
Have a good evening, family.
Thanks, guys. Good evening all.
All right, take care.